No price talk and no Lambos. This is not another crypto podcast. Welcome to Ignition. I'm your host, Gillian Gottsell, and each week we will be looking at the problems solved by blockchain. I'll be going deep with the people building the apps and communities which are changing the world around us. Well, hello and welcome to Ignition, the EOS Dublin podcast with me, Gillian Gottsell. Now, today I have a man who speaks a mile a minute, who is fluent in 5 languages and has a very exotic background. Welcome to the show, Cohen Barrett, CEO of XLX Pay.
Thank you. Thanks, Gillian. Thanks for having me.
No, as I said at the intro, we were chatting yesterday and you hold a number of exotic passports, but you also have an interesting history in tech. Would you like to introduce yourself to the listeners of the Ignition podcast on what you've done in your career so far?
Absolutely, Gillian. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's such an honor to be on an Irish radio channel podcast, especially that is related to the essence of what we do here at XLX Pay, which is blockchain. To answer the first question, Gillian, I want to ask them, I want to call them exotic passports as such, I'll say it's a combination of luck, local coincidences. My mother is Irish-Italian. My father is Jewish, Moroccan, French. So therefore, there you go. I have been living in Ireland on and off for the last 13 years, since 2006. My daughter was born here. So I think that answers the first question.
Just tell me a bit about your career so far, your CV.
Okay.
What have you been doing?
Okay. Well, me, I have started with the military career with the French Air Force. So when people were going to high school, I went to pilot school. After that, I went to the US, studied law, and after that I moved up to New York, Boston, worked for a few corporations there. Amongst them, I worked for Disney, Walt Disney World in Florida as the legal counsel. That was one of the first jobs, and I worked for BNY Mellon, Citi, the usual career paths.
I don't think that's very usual, actually. I think that's quite interesting. From pilot all over the place.
Yeah. And then until the last 10 years, really, what I've been doing has always to do with Bitcoin. It was called back then. People really avoided it because with all the bad press that it got at the start, mainly from established traditional, shall we call it, counter propaganda, if you like, But anyway, so we held on. As I told you, I used to buy Bitcoins at 20 cents back in 2011, 2012. I set up the first company here out of Ireland that brought the BTMs, the Bitcoin teller machines.
Yes.
We had a partnership with Lamasu. They are of Tel Aviv in Portugal. And then we were one of the first ones to bring those BTMs to Europe, especially France, Switzerland, Italy, Morocco, Spain, So, yeah. So that was the first one. And then after that, I set up a company called Go Free Cash, and that Go Free Cash was basically sold to PayPal. It was acquired by PayPal. And then after that, because I worked for PayPal as well and eBay, I was part of the transition team who dealt with the acquisition of PayPal by eBay, if you remember those times. And then after that, I stayed for a while with eBay, but that's before. So, there's a lot of parts to this. So, but they're all interconnected. As far as XLX Pay, we have rebranded. We've been working for the last 18 months on a total of 11 different disruption financial services. It's an ecosystem. I can go to them with detail for each one of them, but probably will focus on the main ones. I have written a few articles on LinkedIn and things about what we're doing because we get tackled by potential investors, private capital, family wealth offices, VCs, this kind of thing. So it's easier for me just to put that out there. They read it, whatever, and then they come back and then we talk. As I was telling you yesterday and earlier today, my God, it's hectic. It's 7 o'clock this morning in Italy, 8 Singapore, and then 10 o'clock it was Hong Kong, I think, their local time. And then I have another one in Singapore, a joint call conference, Singapore and Canada right after this call of ours. And right before you, as I told you, I thought it was you. I thought we had this appointment at 3. but it was someone else. And they said, Harley, are you ready to take the call? I was like, my God, did I miss something with Gillian? And then it wasn't you, it was some other investors. And actually, it's good news. It's beautiful news because I told them that would be recording this. They are really nice, good, wonderful Irish investors based out of London. And I told them one thing, look, I'll always give priority to Ireland. That's it. Simple as. If I have to raise capital here and leave it here and stay here, I'd rather do that than go get capital out of Canada or Singapore, and then we'll have to move the company.
Okay. So can you explain to our listeners, what does XLX Pay do? Okay.
Well, what XLX Pay at its essence does, I can give you a small definition that we like to laugh about. We are here to take the bankers' breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, and pie. And that's what we do. But we are doing this.
Terrible idea.
Oh yeah, no. That's what we are doing. That's what we are doing. So that would sum it up, because we have 11 totally disruptive products. We have no competition. You can go and look it up at close competitions that we have. They all will have like one of our components of our business model. What we have is a whole ecosystem, starting with the mobile point of sale terminals. We have our flagship called the XLX Smarts. It's basically a merchant point of sale terminal that allows merchants anywhere in the world, without restrictions geographically or otherwise, to order it online. They will have it there in 3 days, out of the box, plug and play, regardless wherever you are. You can be in Cambodia, in Africa, and then you can start accepting credit debit card, traditional payment. You can start accepting, what I'm talking about, the machine does magnetic stripe, chip and pen, and NFC. It will also accept what we call emergent payment, which is the QR code and the phone NFC. But most importantly, it will accept. That terminal becomes a bank, a point for that merchant to start selling crypto, start accepting crypto, and at the same time, they get very minimalistic interchange fees, like the Visa's MasterCard, because that's not where our business model is positioned towards. So let's say if our getaway payment processors, we have a lot of partnerships ongoings with the big names, Irish and international as well. Without calling names, that will be announced, when that time comes. Mm-hmm. They charge us 1.75% per transaction. We will charge the merchants 1.8%. So that means we'll make 0.05%. That's only just to cover our administrative blah blah whatever. But our bread and butter, our money, where it comes out of this new wave of crypto payments. Forget about the Libras and Calibras and all these things. That's all wonderful. But there's something about this business here that it just doesn't suit big corporations, because it's really against their business model. Big corporations are pyramidal in structure. It's up down. It's centralized. So that's why probably they will not succeed. But however, if they succeed, they probably will need to use our infrastructure, to do the last mile, to get close to their, if you're going to send, well, in my case, we'll say XLX, we'll get to the XLX definition of what it does, later on. But you see where we are going here. We're bridging between traditional, immersion, and modern payments, but also we're bridging between software and hardware. So basically, we're merchant acquirers, but at the same time, we are wallets, crypto wallets, omni crypto wallets providers, because our wallets is different than other crypto-only wallets, because you get attached an IBAN, So because we are pursuing
you're in business.
Crypto licenses. Actually, we are in the process of acquiring 6 different licenses from the Estonian Central Bank. There's a reason why we go to Estonia. Everyone does, because it's a friendly blockchain nation. They're revolutionary in what they are doing, especially they have this e-residency program, all these things. So for us as a company with global ambitions, starting within the EU, it only makes sense to us to start that way. So we, again, a crypto license. We're also getting, there's this thing called PSD2 that's coming up, and it's really bad for the banks. This is like their worst time, really, because they're between a rock and hard place, okay? So especially EU ones, like the rock one will be the crypto, all this disrupting people, they're coming out of nowhere, they're taking their traditional business models. But at the same time, there is the Payment Service Directive 2, which basically takes power from the banks. Like, let's say if I have a bank account with AIB, with us, for example, getting what's called a payment initiation service provider, which we are getting, we'll be able to, like, let's say you come use our machine. Basically, what PSD2 says three things. You need to have three things, or 2 out of 3 for transactions to go through without even the bank where the client has his accounts has even need to know that the transaction happened, or you can't control it. So this will be done through API, hooks and all that. But however, you need 3 things: something they have. There'll be username, account number, public wallets, in our case, in crypto currency terms, or hybrid public address. That's why we're doing at XLX. Because see, another thing that we're working on the Visa, our XLX Visa Card, and basically it's beautifully revolutionary design. We had to go through a lot of loops and hoops to get this, because basically you will have I don't know if you've seen the design of our coin. It's 50% gold, 50% Bitcoin, because that's the value of it. We'll get to the tokenomics of the token. But in the back of the Visa Gold Card, the XLX Visa Gold Card, there is a QR code. And that QR code is your hybrid wallet. And with that, you can merge your traditional IBANs, whatever accounts you want to have, you can link them there. And at the same time, you can link your crypto wallet.
Will you end up being like a bank, basically?
Yeah, but we are an open bank. We're not
decentralized. Can people hold money in deposits in the wallet? I suppose. Can they earn interest? Can they earn interest?
Well, these are extra verticals we will explore inevitably. But we are doing stepstones. We have the token. Okay, let's talk about
Let's talk about the token. Actually,
yeah, because they will clarify things. Okay, the XLX token, it's an ERC20 Ethereum compliant smart contracts issue token. There can only be a limited supply. It's already up. You can go to the xlxpay.com landing page. It's only a landing page. We have a lot of things in the background. When that's ready to go, we're just going to go, all lights on, and everything will change. But you can go to the GitHub in the bottom of the page. You click on that, you will see the smart contracts. It's 21 million tokens. But basically, why is it
same as Bitcoin?
Yes, same as Bitcoin, and even the shares of our company, Xlx Pay Limited, which is an Irish company here in Ireland, we have 21 million shares at €1. So this has been already built in, since the start. So we had a plan of action, and we are putting this into action. So let me come back to the definition of the XLX token. So basically, the XLX token value. Let's start with the value. The XLX token is not what you might call a stablecoin, because I don't like to use that word. Stablecoin is basically just like permission to start printing or out of air issuing coins, and excuse the expression that I'm going to use. It has been even used in Congress. Excuse the expression, shit coins. Okay, that's what they're called. Okay, so we don't want to follow that path. So we thought of a different design. So one XLX token's value is 2 grains of 0.999 pure 24 carats gold. What does that mean? It's spot price of coming out of the LBMA, which is the London Bullion Market Association. This is prices twice a day, one at 10 o'clock and one at the other one at 4:30. So one gram contains 15.5 grains. Okay, right. So if you check today, I think I checked this morning, it was 285 euros. Something like that. I'm not really sure. But anyway, so you get the idea. So that's the value of one XLX will be 2 grains of 0.99 pure gold. Okay, so that's done. Once you buy the token, 1 grain is automatically to another smart contract, goes to our partner bullion dealers. They're above waters. They're insured. They have their own business model. Has been sitting there for 10, 15 years. They're well known in the industry. And we have nothing to do with this allocation of gold. We never hold your gold. We have nothing to do with it. We negotiate the terms with our partners, and it's all open. So basically, when you buy the XLX, 1 grain goes to it's your grain of gold that goes into allocated gold, but the other 1 grain goes into Bitcoin value. Okay, so let's say we have 21 million of them. So let's say you bought it for €5.68. What happens then? Let's say you want to claim your gold. Let's say you have 5,000 XLXs. There'll be a minimum, I think, of 5 grams. We're not sure yet to withdraw it, because Brinks will do the delivery worldwide. They already visit these things. Safe delivery anywhere in the world. Because how it works, we are law abiding. We have to go by KYC and AML and all these banking standards. So that way we are above water. So when you sign up with us, of course, we do the know your customer procedures, and automatically when you buy it, part of that will be transmitted to the bullion or third-party bullion dealers. We're in discussions with big ones, like I can give you a few names, but like a goldswiss.ch is one of them. We are in talk with the prominent Irish bullion company, very well known. Let's see how that goes. We are in talks with other big ones. I can't give details, but that's what we are doing. Yeah. Okay. Why? Here's the question. Why? So why will people do this thing? When I had Bitcoins, a lot of them, I was some stage, I wake up in the morning pretty much terrified. Because the first thing I'll do is I'll check the price of Bitcoin. Because if you have a lot of them, you're talking a lot of macaronis here, So you can literally lose your life saving.
Overnight, yes, yeah.
Well, in 2 seconds. Don't mind overnight. 2 seconds.
Exactly, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Not even waiting
something happens. Something happens and then boom. So what is the XLX? It's a hedging. It's a hedging medium. It's a hedging token. So basically, I don't know, I have 1 or 50,000 Bitcoins. When I go to sleep, if I put them in XLX, I know that if something bad happens, I am secured. I can have 50%, peace of mind. And that's very important to a lot of people, trust me. It's very, very important. Because the volatility of cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, is mind-boggling. So that's one of the main qualities. But at the same time, the XLX token is a medium of exchange within our ecosystem. I'll give you an example of, for example, we are going with this globally, this point of sale terminals that we have here. We have inquiries as far as Venezuela. When I said Cambodia, I wasn't joking. It was really Cambodia, Wow. So people are interested. People want to when we are ready, But we are doing it. Yeah, look, I can talk about this thing like forever, until until my battery runs out,
Okay,
so please, I'll let you lead. Yeah.
Okay, so with the token, you're in pre-sale mode at the moment.
Not yet. No. The pre-sale will start on the 17th of November.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that gives us a bit of breathing space. So that's good. The time is okay. We're not really in rush, And to be true with you, we're not really in rush to sell this token. It's easy because it's really its value is backed by gold. I get a lot of people telling us, "Are you going to do airdrops?" No airdrops because we can't.
Yeah, I love some of those airdrops. Thank you very much.
No airdrops for you. Thanks.
Yeah.
No, but it's to be realistic here. This is something new. This has never been done before. I know for a fact. I'll challenge anyone. We don't have any competition. I can proudly say that because I know the market. Well, the closest competition is this company called PondiX in Singapore. They have this POS terminals. However, they're not hybrid in the sense of they don't accept traditional payments and crypto payments.
Well, and if you're a merchant, you need both.
Exactly. Otherwise, what will you have? 2 bulking machines. What's the point? And then let's look at, for example, the example of Libra, Facebook's Libra. Okay, I think Libra is a scapegoat for the industry. For me, it's a good thing. Okay, I don't know about Facebook, but for us, the blockchainers, the hardcore blockchainers, the believers in this industry, I'm happy. That's good. They did us a big favor. However, I don't think it's gonna work the way how they think it will work. Because these things, you can't monopolize them in that way. And if you do, you need the last mile. If you're into software, I believe that's Facebook. That's what they're into. They're into selling people's data. It's very hard for you to get into the hardware side, the merchants acquiring, or go do a PCI DSS, and all these headaches and all these things. So we already done that. We've been working for the last 18 months very hard. And we're very proud of where we are. So even the likes of Facebook, so the big exchanges like Binance. I followed Binance CZ when he just started with this small, very mediocre source code. And then they became big. He's a billionaire. He was in for whatever, but I don't look at things this way. But even the Binances and the Facebooks and whatever, they need us. They need the hardware. The last mile.
That's very cool.
It. Yeah, and this technology. Yes, please go ahead.
I can say. So, what is your roadmap?
Okay. Well, the roadmap is we are raising capital. Thank God we're not finding a lot of problems. As I said, we've been talking yesterday and today, and it has been hectic. Not hectic in a bad way, hectic in a good way. I enjoy this because I'm doing it with heart. I'm very, dedicated to this cause.
Dedicated.
Yes. Dedicated. Okay. I sleep on it and I wake up on it and I see, okay, here's the problem, how to solve it. And that's what we do. We bootstrapped this out of our financiers. We have to thank them. But we got it to as far as where this venture, we need to fend for itself now. And it's time for it to go global.
Wow. And then tell me the really important question I've got to ask you. A man with many passports, lots of interesting ethnicities in your.
Yeah. Well, I'm funny enough. Sorry for interrupting you. It's we were talking yesterday, and you were telling me that Libra.
Oh, yes,
Well, maybe I'll get one of those passports as well. They give me passports. Or maybe you should get one.
But I have to ask you, I'm going back to when you were saying that it's an Irish company and you're obviously going to try and work with as many Irish providers, suppliers, investors, etc. as possible. And you're living here the last 14 years with 6 full-time?
13 years, on and off. I have a house here. As I said, my daughter was born here. I was married here. I have my girlfriend here. Now we're here. But even if I go, I always come back. I won't be away for more than 1 month.
But the really important question I've got to ask is, do you really like the rain here in Ireland?
Look here. Look, the rain is what makes Ireland beautiful and green. Without the rain, I don't know what we'll do. I have, actually, my girlfriend, Hannah, she went to Portugal and she is, the day when she landed there was a big fire in the forest. She loves the sun, and all that. And it's like, well, here, you wanted the heat, so you get the heat. No, I'm happy here. Thanks. I love it when I go out. I'm going to go out now. And that nice rain hits your face. And that fresh air hits you. That's the Ireland that we love. That's why we stayed here in the first place.
You're possibly the only person in Ireland who likes that.
I know. Well, all of my Irish friends would probably say the same thing because I always pick on them on this thing. Telling, look how beautiful it is, how green it is, how healthy of an air we have. Very, very lucky we are.
That is true.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time while we were prototyping the Xlx Smart and Xlx Pro. I rented a smaller room across from the factory where we were prototyping and working. And my God, I was almost part of the decor that they had in this very crowded Shenzhen hardware nightmare, But my God, you can't breathe the air there. It's impossible. So we are blessed. We love Ireland. We're Irish. We're part of Ireland as much as Ireland is part of us.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I thank you very much for your time, Leo, and thank you.
You're very welcome.
The XLX
You're very
Pay.
welcome.
And
you're very welcome, Gillian.
I wish you every success with all these investors throwing money at you. It's a great way to be.
Here's what I tell the investors. I'm not really interested in your money. XLX Pay needs money, but we're not really short of money. That's one. And secondly, it's not just the money. We are into money business. We're into payments. We're issuing money at the end of the day. But when we do this, there's no responsibility, because there is a lot of pump and dump and hype and all these things that are happening in this world. A lot of scams, a lot of, we've seen them all, okay? So there is no, I think this is the time for central banking authorities, especially maybe the Irish central bank, if they want to get some advantages and create jobs out of this booming industry, like the likes of what the Gibraltar has done in Malta and Estonia, maybe they need to come up with some kind of not come up, just probably start analyzing and try to be, friendly to these companies, and you can bring them here and we can really make something out of this. There's Brexit coming, there's a lot of things coming, but blockchain and crypto are here to stay. That's a fact.
That's very true. Well, I thank you very much for your time today, Leo. I won't hold you up now.
Thank you very much, Gillian.
Endless calls to make, but thank you so much for coming to the
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.